A dead man on the beach. No ID. A hidden code. A torn page with the words, Tamam Shud. Was he a spy? Or a ghost? Don't miss the mystery the world couldn't solve. It was early morning on December 1st, 1948, when a man's lifeless body was discovered on Somerton Beach, near Adelaide, Australia. He was lying on his back, legs stretched out, head propped against the seawall, as if simply resting. But there was something off. He was dressed sharply in a suit and polished shoes, yet had no hat. Unusual for that time. Even more strange, his labels were removed from all his clothes, and he carried no wallet, no ID, nothing to tell who he was. The locals didn't recognize him. There were no signs of violence, no wounds, and the body looked peaceful. Investigators found an unused train ticket, some cigarettes, and a bus ticket in his pockets, all clues that led nowhere. An autopsy showed no clear cause of death. Some suspected poison, but no traces were found. It was like he had simply stopped living, without pain, without warning. The mystery deepened when no one came forward to claim the body. Who was this man? Why was he there? And why had all identifying marks been erased from his belongings? This wasn't just a death. This was the beginning of one of the most chilling and unsolved mysteries in modern history. And it all started with one question. Who was the Somerton Man? No ID. As investigators searched for clues to uncover the man's identity, they hit an immediate wall. He had no identification. Not a single document, card, or personal item that could link him to a name, an address, or even a country. Every label on his clothing had been meticulously removed, as if someone had gone to great lengths to erase his identity from existence. This wasn't a case of a lost wallet or forgotten name tag. This was deliberate. Even the laundry tags on his suit were cut off. The man had no scars, no tattoos, no dental records that matched any known person in Australia. Fingerprint records were sent across the globe, to the US, the UK, and even Russia. But nothing came back. He was a complete ghost. Police thought maybe he was a foreigner, a sailor, or someone traveling under an alias. But there were no matching missing person reports. It was as if he had appeared out of thin air and died without a trace. In a world where almost everyone leaves a paper trail, the Somerton Man left none. The question now shifted. Was this man hiding from someone? Or worse, was someone hiding him after his death? As the mystery unfolded, things were about to get even stranger. Tam Shud months after the Somerton Man was buried, police made a bizarre discovery that would twist the mystery even further. Hidden in a tiny, secret pocket of the man's trousers, they found a rolled-up scrap of paper. It contained just 2 words, printed in elegant Persian font, Tam Shud. Translation: it is finished. This wasn't just a poetic phrase. It was the final line from a rare book of Persian poetry, the Rub-Eid of Omar Khayyam. But where had the page come from? Investigators made a public appeal, and unbelievably, a local man came forward. He had found a copy of that exact book tossed in the back seat of his unlocked car, parked near Somerton Beach the night the body was found. Inside that book, a tear mark that matched the scrap of paper perfectly, proving it came from that very copy. But there was more. On the back page of the book were a series of strange, handwritten letters, a possible code, and a mystery phone number belonging to a local woman who had no clear connection to the dead man, or did she? Tam Shud wasn't just the end of a poem. It was the beginning of a deeper puzzle, one that blurred the line between coincidence and conspiracy. Secret code inside the book linked to the Somerton Man. Investigators discovered something chilling, a handwritten series of random letters scrawled across the back page. 5 lines, no full words, just a strange combination like WRGOABBD to MELIAOIWTBSIMPNIDP. What did it mean? At first glance, it looked like complete nonsense. But cryptographers were called in, including experts from the Australian Navy, to crack the code. Still, no one could solve it. It didn't match any military cipher, intelligence pattern, or known encryption method. The theory: it was some kind of one-time pad, an unbreakable code unless you had the original key. This led to a shocking possibility. Was the Somerton Man a spy? The Cold War was just beginning. Australia was filled with tension and intelligence operations. The mystery woman connected to the phone number in the book. She had served as a wartime nurse, had links to foreign languages, and refused to speak publicly about the case. Even when shown a plaster cast of the dead man's face, she seemed visibly shaken, but claimed she didn't know him. With no code cracked and no answers found, the words written in that book only deepened the puzzle. Whatever secrets the Somerton Man carried, they were buried with him, and locked behind letters no one could understand. Rubaiyat link, the presence of the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam, wasn't just poetic. It was possibly the key to everything. This wasn't any random book. It was a rare, 1941 edition published in New Zealand, almost impossible to find. The scrap of paper in the Somerton Man's pocket saying, Tamam Shud, had been torn from that exact version. But here's where it gets more chilling. The Rubaiyat is a collection of philosophical poems about life, fate, and death. Lines like, the moving finger writes, and, having read, moves on, suggest a tone of finality and acceptance, even suicide. Some believe the man ended his own life, using the book as a poetic goodbye. But if so, why erase his identity? Why the code? And what about the woman connected to the book's discovery? Jo Thompson, a former nurse living just blocks from the beach where the body was found, once owned a copy of the Rubaiyat herself. She even gave it to a man named Alf Boxall, but he was alive and well. That meant the Somerton Man wasn't him. So why did he have a torn piece of the same book linked to her? Was he a former lover? A spy watching her? Or part of a covert mission? The Rubaiyat wasn't just literature. It was evidence, a thread tying the unknown man to a web of romance, mystery, and maybe betrayal. Spy theory as clues piled up. The erased identity, the secret code, the rare book, and a mysterious woman. One theory gained momentum. Was the Somerton Man a spy? It was the dawn of the Cold War, and Adelaide was no ordinary city. It housed a top, secret military research facility, making it a prime target for espionage. The man's tailored clothes, hidden pocket, and untraceable background hinted at professional training. The strange symbols in the book. Possibly a one-time cipher used in intelligence. Even Jo Thompson, linked to the book, had military connections. Her nervous refusal to speak publicly raised more questions than answers. No country ever claimed him. No family stepped forward. It's as if he was meant to disappear. DNA twist for decades. The Somerton Man's identity remained a cold case until modern science stepped in. In 2022, after years of dead ends, researchers used advanced DNA analysis from strands of hair taken during the original autopsy. And finally, there was a breakthrough. Through genetic genealogy, scientists traced his DNA to a family tree. After cross-referencing thousands of relatives and public records, they made a shocking announcement: the Somerton Man was likely Carl Charles Webb, an electrical engineer from Melbourne, born in 1905. He had no criminal record, and strangely, no official missing person report was ever filed for him. But this revelation didn't solve everything. It only raised more questions. Why did Charles Webb disappear without a trace? Why was he in Adelaide? What was his connection to the woman linked to the Rubaiyat? And why did he carry a coded message and a scrap from a rare book in his pocket? DNA gave him a name, but it didn't erase the layers of mystery that still surround his death. Even with science, the truth remains buried. Was he a lost soul, a victim of circumstance, or still, even now, a pawn in a secret game the world was never meant to see? Hit subscribe and tell us your theory. Don't miss our next video. The Flannan Isles Lighthouse Keepers: 3 men, 1 light, and total silence.